Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. We have an amazing show for everybody today.
Indeed, we do. It's a big day here. We've got Adolph Reed Jr. to talk about those comments that we discussed yesterday from Obama attacking the activist left. We've got Senator Sanders, National Policy Director, to talk about Medicare for All and not only the senator's plan, but also Elizabeth Warren's shift on that one. And new polling that has Pete Buttigieg at 0% with black voters. Is it that lame dance that has we will discuss.
I think so.
But also, big day for the Democrats in terms of impeachment testimony. What are we looking at, Saagar?
So 4 people are testifying before the House Intelligence Committee today. Some of these are officials who actually heard the July 25th call with Ukrainian President Zelensky and President Trump. This, of course, comes after recent released, I think, a transcript of the testimony of a State Department aide who was actually in a Kiev restaurant. I think I'm saying that right. Kiev restaurant.
Kyiv, I think.
Kyiv,
I don't know.
whatever.
It doesn't matter.
I'm not Ukrainian. And they were in a restaurant in the capital city of Ukraine in which Gordon Sondland, who was the U.S. ambassador to the European Union, took a call from the president in which he allegedly overheard the conversation with the president, asked to make sure that the investigation was good to go on the Bidens, or something about how Sondland himself said, yeah, don't worry, they're going to do the investigation. So that what we know is we are now hearing from more people who heard the phone call. I mean, I don't think this changes anything, as I've said before, because, I mean, hearing from people who heard the phone call is not particularly useful when you have the phone call.
Well,
you can literally see it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we all find it credible that the president would speak loudly enough for everybody in the vicinity to hear.
Yes.
But I think the key witness that Democrats are looking at today is Kurt Volker, who is the former envoy. He was one of the ones who was supposedly really deeply involved with Rick Perry and with Sondland on the Ukrainian policy and on whatever the deal with the investigations were. What he has said is somewhat inconsistent with what other witnesses have testified to, so Democrats are going to press him on that today. Tomorrow, we have Sondland, who, of course, is maybe the key figure that Democrats are really looking forward to hearing from him. So these are bigger witnesses than we saw last week.
Absolutely.
They have more direct knowledge.
Sondland, in particular, has the most knowledge of the entire event. He was the one who allegedly was carrying out, some Trump's orders and taking these phone calls and the investigations and all that. So that one, I think, is certainly of interest, and that's tomorrow.
Right. Now, with Volker, he apparently testified in private that he was concerned about Giuliani's influence over the president, but he insists that he had no explicit knowledge of a direct quid pro quo. Again, that conflicts with what some other witnesses have testified to, so he's going to be pressed on that inconsistency. We'll see how he holds up under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, from a again, though, I have to return, which is that, okay, so a State Department aide was concerned, or okay, so an aide overheard a conversation in which he was concerned. I mean, the whole thing is right there out in the open. Both transcripts, both conversations between the Trump and the Ukrainian president have been released. At this point, we pretty much know what was happening. Not a single Republican crossed the aisle. Nothing's going to change. And actually, apparently, exactly today in 1993, the impeachment proceedings against Bill Clinton began in the House of Representatives. Exactly to this day, and it took 1 month for him to be impeached. And then his Senate trial didn't begin until January 7th. Now, Mitch McConnell giving us some even more tips yesterday, saying, doesn't look like that House is going to vote to impeach until Christmas, all but guaranteeing a trial in the year 2020 in the middle of a presidential primary. I don't know how many times I have to say it. It's a disaster.
It is a disaster. And I don't know, I mean, personally, I think Pelosi actually likes that Bernie and Warren will be taken off of the campaign trail at key times. I mean, really, I don't think that's a negative for her. She's a smart person. She thought this through, knew that it could go into the new year, and did it anyway. I think that's the only conclusion that you can draw. I do think we're in a little bit of a place in terms of the underlying evidence. To me, I mean, this president, he doesn't fly. He clearly was pressuring them, like they knew what was going on for this investigation with Biden. To me, that's not really the question. The question is whether this is the thing that ultimately you want to go to the mat over. And, both from a sort of what is the best case you can make against him, what are the greatest harms that he's done to the Republic, and also, look, this is politics, this is a strategic game. The fact that you want to do it right now and take focus off of the presidential primary, I think it's a disaster.
Yeah, it's really bad.
All right, we're going to tell you what's on our radars. That's next.